Hello, everyone. And if anyone's here, bad thing about StreamYard. Unless you say hello, I don't know. So, give it a couple here, see if anybody pops in. Anyways, so here's a dilemma I've been put up. Well, not so much a dilemma. This is how the VA works. Uh, for anyone that's been following my story, I've been trying to get a powered mobility scooter for many years now, pre-COVID. Hey, Veterans Affair. Thank you. I figured you liked the hashtag. Anyway, um, so uh, last year I went to the local VA, well, the local VA hospital in Temple, Texas, and was given a funny denial. And needless to say, uh, they never sent me the hard copy. Then, as it turns out, in May of last year, the I have the audio recording over on my audio podcast, ministry podcast, of the director stating that they would reschedule me with an individual doctor for a reassessment. And then I'd also tried to do a primary care override with an actual physician, not one of the many residents that they like to assign veterans of my era to, anyways. And was pulled the bait and switch on. But and that other appointment was never stood up. So, and that was in May and June of last year. I gave it 6 months. I gave it all the way to the new year before I reached out again and had a little bit of fun with secure messaging. Apparently, I can no longer talk to the patient advocates of any facility that I've ever been to. They removed access to that. And I mean deep removed. It's not like I just have to go in and check the box the way they've got it set up. Then turn around, and even though they gave me the option to speak with community care, which I qualified for, but they never signed me up for, I turned around. I reached out to community care, was basically sent back through the primary care system in January. And then eventually they basically rescheduled me for the same appointment over again this year, a year later. And I told them, due to mobility issues, I cannot attend the appointment. And by VA regulations, they are supposed to make accommodations. Thank you for that. For sharing. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, please like, share, do all the fun stuff that YouTube likes. Anyways, so they go to initially set up the appointment. I tell them I cannot make it due to mobility issues. And I already know from last year when I was there that when I entered the hospital, yes, they have plenty of wheelchairs, but there was no volunteers or anybody to push disabled vets in wheelchairs. Now, and then I asked to speak with a supervisor, and supervisor never called me. Eventually, I got another scheduler to try to reschedule the appointment. scheduled for this upcoming April 11th. They almost tried to get me yesterday on my birthday, just before my birthday, and I wasn't having it. Just for the simple fact being, because today's my birthday, and they wanted me to go yesterday. One of the options was for yesterday. I wasn't having it because, it's an hour and a half trip obeying speed limits and traffic laws from southeast Austin here to there, let alone anything else. Now, I did have the transmission go out in my car, so now I'm restricted to, if I can get to the local VA facility, their shuttle van, their inter-facility shuttle. Now, not too many people know this. Apparently, that is done on contract with DAV. Now, I'm nothing against the volunteers and volunteer drivers for the way they've got it set up. Not many of them would know how to operate a wheelchair lift or have endorsements to handle more than a 12-passenger vehicle, the passenger endorsement. So I kind of understand why they do what they do, but I understand why DAV does what they do as far as these vans go. They're basically the 12-person shove everybody into the vans, and the policies are listed on the va.gov website, so you can go and verify for yourselves that you must be, let's see here, you got to realize I'm trying to get a powered mobility device due to mobility issues. I can't walk very far. I'm a big dude, and the VA issued me a rollator last year, and they tried to issue me the standard size, which I outweigh, so I had to. Luckily, the vendor called me ahead of time, and we got me the right size to replace my previous one that was the oversized one. So the policies are that you have to be able to self-mobilate, get in and out of the van yourself. No ramps, no lifts. It's, like crawling in, being the Jolly Green Giant trying to crawl into the back of a little, two-door coupe. Trying to get into the back seat of a 72 Corvette. Okay, not easy. Next to nigh impossible. So, their policy is that you got to be able to do it yourself. Anything you take with you, such as mobility devices, such as canes or anything, must be able to fit on your lap, directly between your knee caps or just directly under the seat beneath you, which ain't much room. Also for a hour and a half trip. Hey, Chris, nice to see you show up here. And thank you. And so that is the DAV side of it. Now, you would think that for the shuttles, they would actually, if it would have special volunteers for wheelchair vans or, even the short wheelchair buses, or contract with somebody that can handle it, like the Paralyzed Veterans of America that has those types of vehicles. But they don't. And this is nationwide. It's not just, specific to this region. So when you think about it, if I'm able to climb into a DAV van on my own and get up there and self-mobilate that much, well then, to get to the appointment, well then, obviously, I don't need a powered mobility scooter. And then it also, for being a medical facility and ADA compliant, not so compliant, prevents basically those veterans that are wheelchair bound, such as down here in Austin, uh, here in Austin, Texas, from getting to Temple, unless they have a ride or pay for contract. Now, yes, there's a travel reimbursement pay and things like that, but you still have to pay out of pocket first before the reimbursements. AVA, I can't even get community care. That's what I've been trying to fight with for them. I'm a full time RVer. My mailing address isn't even within 150 miles of Central Texas. My mailing address is over in East Texas, is closer to Houston. And that's one of the things I've been trying to get community care on is to go through that route. Yes, I qualify, but they said I qualify, but they just well, this is Texas, and what is the VA known for doing for those border crossers, and what is the government doing to prevent Texas from enforcing a recently enacted law? So yeah, I'm danged if I do, danged if I don't. If I'm able to mobilate to get to the appointment, I will be denied. And also the three evaluators, yes, only one of them actually gets uh, only one of the evaluators is changed from the three evaluators, where I will get a different doctor. Well, I'll get an actual doctor this time if I do get there, versus get a different doctor this time, but the other two evaluators will be the same evaluators. Now, if you go to my Give Send Go for the scooter for USN Vet, which I believe is here in the scroll bar, I believe I have posted there and possibly on my Facebook page. I forget where all I posted it at the moment. Unredacted medical records of my denial last time. And granted, my denial was only in my medical records. They never sent me a hard copy. And when they pulled the bait and switch last summer regarding the doctor, I had specifically set an appointment up with the chief MD of Pact A, the part of the clinic I was assigned to. A specific appointment. I was told that person was only available at that time. Well, when I got to that appointment, they told me that person was unavailable. The person who scheduled the appointment wasn't even in the facility. And that then they proceeded to give me a resident, college student, resident, to start to see me. And I'm like, I'm not here for a regular appointment. I'm here for a very specific reason with a specific person. And then had over 5 people outside the door blocking me in. And of course, yes, I'm a Christian, I'm a minister, but I am a veteran. And I'm not perfect. And yes, I raised my voice and foul words came out. And the only thing I have gotten in the mail from them besides the appointment cards and my pull-ups and is AVA, you understand the term, the bad boy letter. Because they basically made me a prisoner of war, trapped me in the room. They sent me a bad boy letter for raising my voice and being discombobulated over it after pulling a bait and switch on me. Now, granted, they didn't even have the gall to call the VA police to the facility because they knew they'd be in the wrong. But I got the bad boy warning letter in the mail, and but I never got the denial letter from last March when I was denied for the power mobility scooter. Yeah, through the behavior committee. And I had their chief psychologist turn around and call me up just before July 4th, and said, and I told him what happened. He said he would review with me after July 10th when he got back, and he never called me back. Literally, after that bad boy letter and that contact with the psychologist, I hadn't heard from the VA until I reached out to them on January 3rd of this year. Not a peep. I mean, yeah, I requested, a refill on pull-ups, which lasted me a couple of months, one time, but no other appointments. I'd love to take them to court, but I can't because I am not dead or dying, and they haven't left anything in me. I can't get anybody to help me with a tort claim, AVA. And yeah, I've got them on so many different things. And unfortunately, tort claims only go back, 2 years max. But I've got enough evidence that goes back since I've been going to the VA, and the reason I'm 360 pounds, over 360 pounds now. But yeah, so I get the bad boy letter in the mail, but I never got the denial letter. So on January 3rd, I sent a secure message, their in-house email, and I said, with the title, hey, general inquiry, hey, I'm still alive, starting off, I'm still alive, sorry folks, I'm still alive, I'm still here, I'm not dead yet, and proceeded to ask about the reason why I never got the hard copy denial letter, why I never, why all of a sudden I can't reach out to patient advocates if I wanted to. Granted, they're a joke. I mean, anybody who knows they're a joke. They are, and let's see, the community care question I brought up because I was told I qualified and was never assigned to it, and the fact that this whole appointment and that I had audio recording of the director stating, the director for Central Texas, stating, Mr. Michael Kiefer, stating that they would schedule me an appointment with a doctor to come down to the Austin clinic, not me travel back up to Temple. And there was a fifth one I forget off the top of my head right now. But yeah, I mean, I basically threw 5 different things at them in one little. All right, Chris, catch you later. Oh, I'll be doing a birthday stream here shortly after this one, so that one's going to run long and just be a fun one. But I wanted to get this out regarding this Hobson's choice I've been given. And then, of course, the third part of this little bit with the VA and AVA, I know you understand this, is if I don't go, they'll consider me a no-show and just not even look at my stuff, even though I've told them it's mobility issues that are preventing me from going, and therefore the policy is to look at my medical records to make the determination. So if I don't go, they're going to try and pull this, no show, and not look at anything. If I do go, they're going to say, oh, well, you were able to get here. Obviously, your mobility issues aren't that bad. So, yeah. That is my choices for April 11th. Because, well, see, that's the thing, though. I have the heavy duty rollator that won't fit and will be refused on the DAV van. And actually, what I plan on doing is when they send me the text message confirmations, I do plan on confirming the appointment. So they can't say I canceled. But my medical my medical aid will not fit in the van, and therefore, if I can't get it in the van, I can't get in the van. Because how am I supposed to mobilate once I get there? Because they are, is the fun part, on the 6th floor of the hospital. No, because they're doing the whole range of motion and things. With, that's what part of what they're doing is range of motion. Range of motion. How's the breathing with my COPD? As you tell, I get out of breath just talking here. But yeah, that is the main gist of this all. I did want to get this out there, and you feel free to, for all the veterans and veterans channels, AVA, you can share it with Tav. I know Skipper over there at Veteran Nation. He said, he wanted me to go ahead and put this together, so that way, he can do his own react, which I have no problem, to help promote things. So please react to what's going on your own channel. Please share the video, even if it's for your own thing. Oh, how sweet, AVA! Love you, brother. Brotherly love. Okay. Yeah, happy birthday to you too. Yeah, you can reach out to me on anything. I mean, this is YouTube. YouTube only on this stream. I couldn't get Rumble Studio to work where I could multicast, just because, I'll get into that on my birthday stream. Oh, hey Skipper, there you are. I was hoping you'd show. I just kind of got through going through it all, so if I was almost about to stop this one, but feel free to. But just to recap, basically, I've been given a Hobson's choice. The DAV shuttles are not designed for those that are seriously handicapped. Basically, if you walk with a cane, you can do. And which the DAV is the only ones with the contract for the shuttles. And and they have very, very big restrictions on that. No, nothing against the volunteers. It's volunteers, but they really need to figure out that contract and do a little better. And the choice is, so if I can get there on the DAV shuttle, then I can obviously mobilate enough that I don't need the power mobility device. Because once you get there, even though they say they have people down on the ground floor to wheel you around, they don't. And they're up on the 6th floor. And they're only changing out one of my evaluators from last year. From last year's denial. So it's a danged if you do, danged if you don't. The only way I can get around it and get to the appointment is if I literally had a ride of someone that's willing to take me up there in a more appropriate vehicle. Otherwise, I'm basically just going to confirm that I can, confirm the appointment. So it's not me that's put the cancellation in, but I just won't be able to show. Because I've already told them multiple times while scheduling the appointment that I have mobility issues. And that's why I need the scooter. And I've looked into it, and the policy is, the VA's own policy is, if mobility issues are listed as the reason why I'm unable to attend the appointment, the policy is to review medical records. And while my medical records are a bit screwy, if they truly reviewed all my health conditions, they would see I'm indicated, not contraindicated, for the devices. And that's always been the problem, is getting them to actually look at my records and realize I am a Navy vet, not an Army vet, not a Marine, not an Air Force. I am a Navy veteran. That's part of the problem. I can go on and some other stuff on that, which, I had Syracuse, New York. I was homeless, and the only thing since they didn't have any homeless shelters, In the county I was in, I got transported, and I mentioned I was a vet. I got transported to Syracuse VA hospital, where I got put in on the 72-hour psych hold in the ward. And the psychologist, I told him I was an airman in the Navy. What did he put in the records? And I have proof. I was Air Force veteran. Yes, my DD 214 is correct. But last year when I was evaluated, I specifically told one of the evaluators that I was. She asked if I was an Army vet, and I specifically told her and showed my Navy ball cap, United States Navy baseball cap, and in front of her and her trainee, male trainee, or at least appeared male. Well, getting into that garbage, but yeah, that I was a Navy veteran. And they were also doing, and they still continue to do, a round robin, where literally they see all the veterans back to back to back to back to back and rotate while they're seeing, while one transfers over to you, another one transfers over to the person they just saw. It's a round robin. There's no individual evaluation, really. I mean, yes, they're one-on-one with you face to face, but you're one amongst a group to where they're doing this. As soon as they're done with you, they go to the next person. As soon as they're done with that person, they go to the next person, and they carry their laptop with them, as they do this. And it's not truly, taking a break, plugging in that veteran's information, and then going to the next veteran, like the primary care appointments. It's nowhere near that, even though they set the appointments to be more individualized. And they literally set the appointments like 10, 11, or yeah, 10, 15, 11, 11:45 type deal, or 8, 9, 10. They literally set the appointments to allow those individualized appointments, but they do it so fast. I mean, literally last year, my appointment was scheduled for 8. I was one of at least 5 veterans. I was out of there, and I didn't get back. I didn't even get back to about downtown Austin until right about noon. They already had the denial in my record by noon. Before I even got home, one evaluator's denial that said I was obese. I was reason for visit. That little comment. That little comment bar said morbidly obese due to excessive calories, without looking at my record to see that I have lymphatic edema. And as I've said, and as my wife said, basically, that is a medical version of they're a fat pig. And within literally 2 minutes on the timestamps, the computerized timestamps of that one denial was the typed up denial. The other 2 evaluators denials didn't come until like 1:30 and 3:30 in the afternoon. So that was last year. And then when I tried to get their head of department to force them to look at it and say, hey, this isn't right how this was done, should be, that and all that, and they didn't even complete all the questions in the questionnaire. I mean, it was so quickly rubber stamped. I mean, it was like my wife's initial denial for SSI because it was 4:30 in the afternoon on New Year's Eve, and somebody was just doing this number to get the heck out of there, to finish up their workload. Deny. I mean, I mean, how does someone who speaks English as a 5th language have a typed up denial letter in less than 2 minutes? I mean, I type fast, but I'm not that fast. So, but all right, I'm gonna end this stream now. I'll be back on in a little while just for a fun little hangout birthday stream, kind of like your morning coffees there, Skipper. Always enjoy those. Uh, I just wish I could narrow down exactly what the time difference when those are. All right. You guys have a blessed one. Uh, Stay safe. Yeah, hashtag buckle up on that drama. Uh, well, the whole nation needs to buckle up with everything that's been going on, especially if we get the proper president into office in 2024. All right. Take care. Hopefully I'll catch y'all plus more here in about a half hour or so when I go on to do my birthday stream. Which ain't gonna be a whole lot, just hanging out, having fun. And I'm using StreamYard, so if anybody wants to join me, uh, reach out to me and I'll throw in invite links. We'll have fun. All right.